Welcome everybody, Steve here. Well, it's time to do the odd little pieces for our 72 Ford project. Last week, well, week and a half, we got the hood and the box painted, and you know, that was a big step, but now we got all these little things to do. I got, this is the lower balance. It's in pretty good shape, you know, we got some dents over here. I'm just taking the lights off so that I can sandblast that today. Fenders, of course, you know, there's no Ford in the world that seems it doesn't have some sort of a rust down here. And this is a tough little pouch to build, but I think I can do it. We'll get that addressed, so there'll be a little bit of sandblasting on this and on this piece, and then we can get going on the welding and the bodywork, which gets me excited because that's, you know, I'd rather be doing that than spraying paint. I don't know why I don't like paint. Whatever. Anyway, everything's all rusted up, so I'm taking my time taking these nuts off here so I can get going on the sandblaster. It's a beautiful day. Perfect. Trying to get it before the rain comes. So here's my thinking. This profile right here is very similar to what the door is. So I'm going to cut a chunk out of the door and see if I can make that work. This door is hooped anyway, so I think it's worth a shot. The profile looks pretty good. Definitely going to save me some time, you know. And then we got to bend this one down here, but it's not so bad because I'll have to add on to it. Lots of filler in here, but I think we can make it work. We'll give it a little bit of a sandblast and take a look and see just how bad it is. But I think it's worth it. I like it. So I think the next step here is to cut this out, but I'm going to leave about ½ an inch on the end here because it's in really nice shape, and then we'll take a look on the inside when we get it cut out. But I think that's the way to do it. We want to preserve this edge right here. So I'm not trying to do anything fancy. We'll just weld right along here, do a butt weld. Have to grind out a couple of spot welds here. Minor. Now we just got to bend something up here that's going to be fairly close to the bottom. This little chunk right down here. And we can do that. Well, it's looking pretty sharp. Looking sharp. I think that'll do. Now we got just a little bit of a curve in here, so we'll just do lots of little ones. Just a little bit at a time. Yep, think that's gonna work. You know, there was a lot of filler in there. Fits pretty good. And it's not damaged. So somebody just had a good time with the filler, that's all. That's going to work out good, and I'm going to bring this panel down here, bring it up to about here. Because usually on the lower part of a door, it's a little bit pitted up, so bring it up a little higher and we don't have to deal with any of that. It doesn't matter where I weld it. So I think that's going to work out okie doke. Well, the only thing a guy could do here is take some patterns, start building something, eh? It's almost got the same curve right there. How far do I want to go here? Probably right about here. Wide. are coming along pretty good, I think. Just got one more patch to do here. And then we can slowly start welding it up. I don't want to weld it too much. I don't want to warp anything. Even a piece like this will warp if you just start welding. So we'll go slow. Well, that looks pretty darn good. So I'm going to make sure that this is all primed, and then I'll use some seam sealer, you know, go into the where I welded, and there's a couple pits here. I just welded them up, but if you got a little pinhole, we're going to seam seal that just to make sure that there's nowhere for water to leak. Now I'm thinking I just may drill a hole on the back side here. I'm going to see how this mounts on the truck. There's nowhere for the water to go. Zero. That's why they rust out. Okay, so I just got this fitting good, and I think it's going to work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it on. You know, get this piece fitting nice, and then I'll you know, weld this, finish it on both sides, so you know the weld isn't going to hit here. Should look good. Now, you know, I know the guy could have easily bent up a piece, but to get this right, that right, this right, this right, man, I tell you, it's almost like winning the lottery. So I'm kind of glad I have this piece here. You know, it just takes one piece of the puzzle out of the equation, and I'm okay with an extra weld here. That don't bother me now. Looks like I gotta take a little bit more off right there. I've got the lower panel fitting pretty good. Now it's just a matter of tacking it up and make sure it's all good. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld it while it's on here, so it doesn't, you know, give her one of these. That's my thinking. I pull this panel off that I just built, I'm just going to mark this. We got to cut a big half circle in the patch, not on this side, on the other side. So you get a washer in there and bolt this up. Well, the patch turned out really, really good. It's going to fit nice. But first of all, before I do anything, we're going to, like this is all going to get cleaned up in here and primed. I still got a little, I've got a couple dingle balls left from the welder. Make sure that it's nice and smooth in here. But underneath, there's a lot of rust, a lot of surface rust. So what we're going to do is tomorrow, little brother is going to take these and sandblast with the big sandblaster the inside, clean everything up. Now I could go ahead and finish welding this all up, but then we're going to get this all packed in here with sand, and I really don't want that. So I'm just going to leave this, I'm going to sandblast this, and then I can go ahead and finish up these areas here. Another thing we have to do, apparently, this is a 1-ton fender, so I've got to weld these up. Probably do that after it gets sandblasted the next day. And yeah, I don't know where the signal light goes on there. It's not on the hood. I know some of them are on the hood, but this one here, I think they're in the front. So that's got to go. All right, let's get on to the next one. Had so much success with this, we can do it again, I'm sure of it. So we got the second one to do, but brother Kevin, he went and found himself another fender here. This one is, he's pretty poached here. You'll see it in a second. Yeah, I don't know, that looks like a repair. Lots of filler. This one's done. Even I can't fix that. But this seems to be pretty darn good. So I'm going to take and just cut it out of here, and then I'll use that for this one here. Don't throw away your old stuff. You never know when you're going to need a piece. I'll just give this inner structure a bit of a sandblast here, and I just want to know where I need to fix it to. And you can see that there's two little holes right here, and I just need to go kind of right in between. Even a little bit below that wouldn't be a big deal, but I'm gonna have to fix this one on the bench, but it's still way better than this one. Same procedure as the last one. Since we got a lot of experience doing the first one, this one should go easy. And we can do it on the bench. Now that I'm all tacked up, it's time to weld her up. So now we got this all ground up. It looks good. Now we gotta make this fit in there somehow. So probably gonna cut it just right here. I'll just take a measurement, and what I want to do is I'm going to leave this little spot here so I know exactly, you know, if we're going to be in the right spot or not. So I'll just measure over, and what I want to do is I want to take anywhere where there's a spot weld, I want to try and grind it out from the inside so I'm not damaging my fender, because I want that lip on that fender. And then this is going to be a tough cut here, but then I could cut it here, but then I could twist the fender a little bit. So I want to try and keep as much structure in here as I possibly can, so that we don't make this fender all crooked. It's gonna look good. I'm just going to use the do-more to finish this cut. It's going to take some time. Well, it's pretty good shape in here. Just need a little love from the sandblaster. We're gonna get this all primed up. Come on. Come on. Okay, just tack this in. Now, we're not welding nothing until we know everything's going to be good. So I got this piece fitting and tacked in. It's going to work out pretty good. So now I just have to build this. So I'm just got to figure out what I need for the length. 5 1/4. Yeah, 5 1/4. I think I'll go 5 1/2. That way I don't, if I screw up the bend, I got a little bit of room to play with. I want a nice radius on that, so I'm going to do it in three little steps here. I'm going to go a little further yet. Yeah, we're pretty close. I got the curve fitting pretty nice. That's going to look good. I just need to size it up now, tack her on, and then we're going to fit it on the truck to see if how it's going to work. You have to know. Hate to paint it and it doesn't work. Let's make a mark right there. Where are we at here? Right about there. Okay, I'll get this all sized up. We'll tack her on. Well, we put this up against the truck. Things look really good. So I'm going to weld this up, take this panel off, and then finish everything up. I am going to put a little slot in here so that water's got somewhere to go. Because, you know, these Fords, everything builds up in here. I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but I'm doing it. Perfect. Now we got to protect this area here, so I'm going to give it a couple really nice coats of some etch primer, self-etching primer. Then I'm going to take and put some seam sealer on these welds on the inside here. Well, we have to weld this patch on sometime. Might as well be now. Well, I got some good tacks on that patch there, and seems to be all right. And so I'm gonna just move on. I'm getting low on gas, so I just want to get everything kind of tacked up. I don't want to run out, and then I just, you know, there's something about having everything tacked up, and then if all you have to do is weld, then it's perfect. So up at the front here, we've got some pits and even the odd little hole here. Now that's, you know, we don't have to cut this out and put a patch in here. You know, it's just the odd pit, and we're just going to weld those up. We better get a ground going here. Just like that. Well, we got this fender looking pretty good. Now I just got to clean her all up, do some body work. There's a little bit more work to do up here yet, but I want to get the patch done on the other one first, and then you know, then that little mountain you're climbing, you get to the top, and then it's just downhill from there on. Yeah, I think she's gonna look good. Trying to prep these inner pieces up. Make sure that we protect them. I'm going to weld up this old light here first while the primer is drying. Well, we got her done. Welding is all done. Now the best part, doing the filling. So that's, we're gonna prep this up. Now I'm gonna probably get some filler on here. And at the same time, I'm gonna take my little stripping pad, my little purple stripping pad, strip the paint on, you know, the spots I think that are good. And if we do find something, well, you know, we need to address it. I want all the paint off of this, you know, because there's a little bit of rust here and there, you know. You could sand it, but we're not going to go there. Just take it all off, start all over again. But it looks good. I'm really happy with that. It's a lot of work though. You know, if you're doing it yourself, hey, it pays off. But if you're doing this for a customer, I think the best thing to do is to find some fenders. We actually tried to source some, but they just don't exist right now. So you have to fix them. That's okay, because I like doing that. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next one. We're going to get on to the filling here. And yeah, we got to get these things done. Want to get that truck done and get it on the road. So catch up to you on the next one.